Welcome to another edition of Dateline Downtown's podcast. This is Ted Shull, your host today. I'm here with Student Body President John Locke. How you doing, John?
Doing pretty good. Good afternoon. It's good to be here again. Glad to see things are up and running and back to normal.
Yeah, it seems like they are. We hope to have print issues ready to go as soon as the semester starts, because we're a few issues behind. I know that we had a lot of coverage of SGA events in particular that we didn't get to put in the paper, and I'm disappointed about that.
Yeah, it's definitely frustrating because, I believe communication is one of the difficulties we deal with here at this university, and definitely as students, and getting the information out there and letting the students know what's going on. So it's really important to have y'all up and running and being able to have printed issues out. So it's another way to to speak to the students and get the students' voice out there.
Yeah, not everyone goes online. We have a very small percentage of people that read our newspaper online, and some people we reach through Facebook and social media, but our main audience is through print. And when we're not able to do that, I think it affects the whole campus communications. We had some fan letters from students saying that they really appreciated what we did, and that they felt cut off since we weren't able to do those last two issues.
Man, fan mail, you're a regular celebrity here now.
Yeah.
Really turning this thing around over here.
We're trying to, man. I really wanted to talk to you today since it's the end of the semester. I just wanted to talk about SGA plans for next semester and your vision, things like that.
So one of the main focuses will be this semester is very college specific. So the university and from the executive office here in administration has been pushing for the colleges to have a master plan. So we have a school master plan, but we also it's important to have a master plan for each college. What are you trying to do moving forward? What are some issues you're trying to navigate through? And what are some goals you want to meet within a certain time period, and being involved in that gave us some ideas that we're going to moving next semester, we're going to have our senators create master plans, SGA master plans for each college, specific to the information they get from students, from the deans, and really putting something together to really set some very tangible goals for our senators and SGA, which are very important. They represent a large group of students, so they need to make sure that their colleges is progressing, that the needs of the students within that college are being addressed, and how to build up your college and improve it moving forward. So that is going to be something we focus on, and definitely focusing on
Sure.
ways to improve the university, and to get the name out there, and to add value to our more value to our degrees, which was our goal coming in. Another initiative we're working on, which we're really excited about, is I don't know if you heard about having UHD signs.
No.
But I mean, as you know, we don't have freeway signs that show where you know that you can exit here to enter the university, and we're the only university here that doesn't have those signs. And around downtown, we want people to know that you're in Gator Country, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
So we want to change the signs to have our colors and logos on them. So you build a sense of school pride, right?
Sure.
And that's definitely a goal for us moving forward. That although we're labeled as a commuter campus, we want to make sure that students have a sense of pride about their school. When people mistaken us for UH main campus, which happens all the time, we want to we want to give the students a reason and be like, no, we're UHD, we're University of Houston Downtown, we're Gators, we're not Cougars. We eat Cougars for lunch.
Yeah.
You know. So
what kind of process does that entail? I mean, I'm sure that would go through the city and everything.
Yeah, we've had 2 meetings already with council member in this area, alumni actually, Ed Gonzalez, and we're in conversations with them, with the city, with TxDOT, and really trying to put our heads together and kind of figure a way out through some of these issues, because apparently there's some policy or some agreements that are unique for the downtown area that was made with TxDOT that gives them a reason where they don't have to put signs for UHD on there. They just put a big sign that's a general sign that says downtown destinations, right?
Yeah.
And because there's so many attractions downtown, that they couldn't possibly put a sign for everything, so they kind of narrowed it all in. But I think we have a strong case for them to have the University of Houston Downtown on the exits of maybe I-10.
Yeah, and at least like at the off ramp, they should have something.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. University of Houston's got it all over the place.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not
TSU, Rice.
Yeah.
All of them have.
What
signs.
about Clear Lake and those?
I believe Clear Lake had. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm almost positive Clear Lake has a couple. But that was one issue that we noticed and we wanted to address. We take pride in our school, and we want to make sure that people are able to differentiate us between our sister campuses.
Sure.
We're in an amazing system, the UH system, doing great things. I'm very proud of the things being done at UH main campus and at Clear Lake. They've opened admissions up for freshmen and sophomores, so they have 4-year programs there at Clear Lake. So all the schools are growing, and the system is growing and getting stronger, and it's going good moving
Sure.
forward. It's definitely going good for us.
One of the things you mentioned was college specific information and plans, and one of the complaints I hear a lot is that there's a lack of graduate school resources. Not there are for law school, but graduate school in particular. Yeah.
That is actually we're actually working on that. We've been talking about advising. Mm-hmm. And coming in as freshmen and sophomores, there's a lot of information. If you plan on getting your master's degree or doctorate degree or whatever, there's a lot of information you need to know immediately.
Sure.
And there's things you need to do in order to be able to join certain programs or be able to get some of the opportunities that are available to them. So we definitely want to incorporate more information to freshmen and sophomores coming into university, about master's programs and mm-hmm. different things that they need to do in order to be prepared for that, and that is the issue. That is something that's lacking, and we're hoping, maybe we can add some information mm-hmm. for the freshmen and kind of close that gap of information that we're lacking here.
As a senior, I'm kind of behind the ball now. I didn't realize law school deadlines for applications are usually in March, mm-hmm. but graduate school deadlines are usually in January.
Oh, wow.
So I haven't taken the GRE yet. I'm
mm-hmm. trying
to take it as soon as I can, but I'm kind of behind the ball now. So, yeah, we definitely could use some more information,
Yeah, definitely make sure students are completely compared, not just for the
Sure.
bachelor's, but beyond.
Sure.
And make sure we get them started in the right direction to ensure their success in the future. And that's kind of what a educational institution should do. So yeah, that's definitely part of the conversations we're having with administration. Dealing with that gap and the information that we're lacking in that regards.
What about this UHD app? What is that going to entail?
Oh yes, so the discount app. So basically, we've got all the favorite restaurants downtown. We're in conversations with Airmark to see if they'll be a part of the discount app as well. And basically, students get access to discounts specific to UHD students to all their local favorite restaurants. Chipotle, Bombay Pizza, Frank's Pizza, Whataburger. There's a variety of places that we have on there, and it'll be growing as the year moves forward. And we already have vendors within Rice Village and places of that nature. So we'll be able to offer our students discounts of food and offer them, great deals, because, one of the most important things as students is money. It's always we're always financially tight, right? We're always trying to find a way to save money, make it through these, few years where, we're not making as much money as we hope to make in the future. So any way we can save the students money, we definitely want to be on board with that. So this is a great opportunity. Like I said, we're hoping to have Airmark on board where we can get discounts at the restaurants at school. And when we get like a 5-10% discount or something of that nature, just for downloading the app. And it also will be a way to collaborate more with our alumni association, which we'll have buttons on there that allow, if people want to donate to alumni association, and they'll be able to do that. That was part of our platform. It's definitely get the alumni association up and running and take advantage of this 40th year anniversary, where a lot of alumni are coming back and celebrating the great years we've had here at UHD.
Sure. And I know you've been very active with Airmark and with trying to bring new food options to the campus. How's that progress going?
Oh, it's going good. We just had a presentation with Airmark and some administration here on campus, and we showed them the results of our surveys. And now we're trying to take that data and translate it into action and make adjustments to our food services based on what students want. The only issue right now is they're dragging their feet a little bit. We definitely want to start the process of implementing change. We're working on trying to get a coffee cart for the Commerce Building, so they have some more food options there. The vending machines is still in conversations. We're in negotiations at this point. Either Canteen, who we have a contract with now, are going to add some more healthier options or organic options to the vending machines, or we're going to go with the another vendor for like the healthy and organic food options, and bring them on board. So we're waiting to make a decision on that, but moving forward, we definitely have some changes going to be made, and a lot of steps and a lot of hard work's been a lot of people put in a lot of hard work to make these changes, and we may not see it in the next month or whatever, but definitely when things are set in place in the future, like it was due to the dedication of the students here at UHD to put in a lot of hard work and hours trying to make changes happen for the students.
And I know there's been some pushback by Airmark and others for food options, in particular, healthier food options. But
yeah, everything is business with them, and
of course,
they have these ideas of what's the best way to conduct business, and students have other ideas, and they just need to be receptive to their customers, to the reason why they're here, which is the students. But I think they're getting it now. The surveys revealed a lot of issues that need to be addressed within the university. We pride ourselves of being one of the most diverse campuses, not only in Texas but in the United States. But what are we doing with that diversity, right?
Sure.
We have a responsibility to kind of reflect the diversity we have on campus, and quite frankly, our food options don't really do that.
They don't.
We don't have kosher food or halal food. It's very limited. So we definitely want to have options where any student from any culture, any walk of life, any nationality can come here and enjoy lunch in between classes, or have a decent meal
at a reasonable price.
At a reasonable price, yes, that is key.
Yeah. So you were talking about kind of a shift a shift away from big events, which we did in the fall, to more student services for the spring. Just elaborate on that a little bit.
We have some events planned.
Yeah.
We definitely want to collaborate a lot more with other organizations and help support them in their events. And, we have events that, we traditionally have. We'll have the Oregon Olympics next semester. We'll have the Ed's Bayou cleanup, as we do every semester. UHD's Got Talent, which is going to be in the spring. And
You gonna be in that?
Well, yeah. I don't know. I might be, a host or something of that nature. I don't think I have my singing voice on today. It's a little off.
But like this food pantry idea, I think that is something students should definitely know about.
Very cool.
Yeah.
It's initiative actually brought up by the Veterans Association, and they're always looking at how to better the university and help the students and the veterans here on campus. And we identified there's some students that are, like I said, money is always an issue for college students, and some are worse off than others. And this pantry will allow students access to food. If they're hungry, they could have some food to bring home and cook and have something to eat. And it's not limited to being in a rough situation. You could put in some money or whatever and just buy off a very discounted rate. So either way, it's save money, and it'll be a way to give another resource to students here, to give them a helping hand, help them save money.
That's a great idea. I've noticed students in some of my classes that say they can't afford to eat on campus, and some that are precariously housed, as we've talked before. So I think that's a great resource that will help them out in between housing and getting to school. At least that's one thing that they won't have to worry about as
Absolutely,
much.
and we will be rolling out the for the second year in a row the precariously housed student scholarship, and we'll be sending out emails for that for all the students that going through really rough times, which happens during the holidays, to be able to have another resource to help them out. So definitely here for the students, trying to make way for the students that might be going through some tough times, and we just got to recognize that's life. We have ups and downs and good and bad. We just want to be here to be a good support for the students, and allow them the tools they need to be successful in the future.
Getting to, we never got to publish this, but you do have a new vice president.
Yes.
And that's something we never got to publish. We wrote a story about it, but we never got to print it. So Graham is your new vice president.
Yes. Graham, he ran off against Aaron Burgess and Heather Strange, and it was a close race, but Graham won. He did have a lot of experience on the e-board, and just a very likable person. Everybody knows Graham loves him. He's a very, very likable person, a good friend to have, and very happy to have him on board.
And he seems very focused and motivated when he gets a task.
Yes, he is very motivated, and a lot of times we feed off his energy.
Sure.
He's one of those individuals. I believe people either can take energy from the room or bring energy, and Graham is one of those that always adds energy to the room. So it's definitely a good person to be around.
All right, getting back to UHD, the minority serving aspect, we are trying to expand Dateline a little bit we're trying to start a UHD chapter of El Gato Media, which is at main campus, where we can bring students Dateline in Spanish.
Oh, wow.
So I think that would also tie in with, and help communicate with students. Obviously, Spanish is not the only language that we have spoken here, but anything is better than nothing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that's a great idea, and I think that's some forward thinking. Have some Spanish newspapers or Spanish content online. I think the students would appreciate that.
Yeah. Let's see. So, as your last semester as president, what is your vision? What do you hope to accomplish in the next semester?
The next semester, just strengthening the foundation of SGA. Changing some of the ideas about the organization that was previously held, and let them know that SGA is about us. It's about the students. It's about giving the students a voice. It's about identifying, issues in the school and for students, and finding solutions, and putting people together to make special things happen on campus. And I believe this is an amazing university. I love this school, and the people that this university has been able to bring together is what I believe differentiates us from other institutions.
Definitely.
The diversity is just one aspect, but a lot of these students are very strong-willed, and some have fallen and made mistakes and have gotten up and fighting even stronger than before. A lot of exceptional students here, and I'm just very proud and very happy to be in this UHD community.
Yeah, so am I. I feel blessed that, I kind of picked this school by random. I didn't know anything about it, and came in and got involved in an organization that I enjoyed, and it's added so much to my educational experience, as I'm sure it has to yours.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. The experiences, the people is that's. I've learned so much from just that. From the different cultures, the different people you interact with, and it's been an experience equivalent to traveling the world. I go to school and I travel the world every day with different cultures and different ideas and different life experiences, and I'm very thankful to be able to be in a place where you can experience that.
Speaking of your last semester, in a comparison, people were talking yesterday about how President Obama is the most active lame duck president in our history because he's gotten this immigration bill through, and a major climate deal, and this Cuba policy, which I think is amazing. Just comment on that briefly if you want.
I was very impressed with the logic behind changing our policies with Cuba, and they brought up some key points, mentioning our relationship with China that we've had for years, and
in Vietnam,
and the fact that nobody else is isolating Cuba but us, so it's not as effective. They still have access to everywhere else in the world, so it's really seeing how effective is our policies, our inundated policies we had with different line of thinking, different experience. We're in different circumstances. It's a changing world, and the Cold War is definitely over, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not concerned about Russian spies coming in and all that. So I think it's great news. I think it's it was a great line of thinking to do that, and I'm interested to see the results.
Of course.
And how long will it take to truly change the ideas behind the leadership in Cuba.
And while many, like Senator Marco Rubio, believe that this is only going to empower the existing regime, I think that with the internet and opening of culture to the Cuban people, I think the possibilities for democracy are much higher with this action. The Castro brothers could always use that against America as saying it's their fault, that.
Well, they have been.
Yeah,
they have
of course.
Been. That's
been their rationale for years, and now they can't use that anymore. So.
And we only see things through the lens of being Americans or from our experiences, right? And we really don't. It's hard to put yourself in another person's shoes, another country's shoes, and their perception of other people in other countries, right? We kind of assume that hey, we're the greatest, we're doing all the right things and all the but there's a lot of things we need to fix in our country as you can see. We still have a long ways to go, and other countries are maturing and growing in their own way, and we got to trust the process. We, in some cases, you just got to trust the process, and try to empower citizens to make their own choices and to rise up for democracy if they believe in it. But if they choose to be
Sure.
in that, that's I mean,
Sure.
we're not we're not fighting against China about it
No.
so much, right? Like
Yeah.
we're borrowing money and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. The philosophy is kind of old philosophy, and it doesn't
is.
really apply to now and today. It's a different world, different environment, different circumstances.
I thought it was interesting that the U.S. officially sanctioned 6 countries. The only country that they don't give a reason for sanctioning is Cuba.
Yeah.
It's just because it's like a thorn in their side for 60 years,
Yeah.
And I think this will go a long way to opening up communication and development, whichever way they want to go.
Yeah, well, it just it definitely went against their
Yeah.
their strategy to contain communism,
Sure.
right? You have it right in your back
Sure.
door all of a sudden. So yeah, I can understand the rationale
Yeah.
considering the ideas that was going around during those times when those policies were created. But like I said, it's a good step forward, and I think it's great for not only the American people but for the people of Cuba, and help them, empower them and allow them not to, open commerce and dialogue and opportunity for both countries and both their citizens.
Sure. Well, I guess we'll end it there. I know you have a meeting to go to. Anything else you want to add?
We have quite a few things underway, so just
keep
just
us
be up and
informed,
ready,
yeah.
and I'm sure y'all will be the first ones to know when everything happens. So it'll be on the front page, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So no, it's always a pleasure being here. It's always good talking with you, and very proud of what you're doing over here, and
Thank
especially
you.
against all the adversity
Yeah.
y'all recently went through, and luckily that was able to get taken care of. But up and running.
Yeah.
Back going on the podcast and ready to get the next issue printed out, and
We always appreciate your support, man.
man, no problem. We appreciate your support as well.
Yeah.
And to another day.
Yes.
Another day.
Go Gators.